Hello everyone, this is Standard Baseball. Welcome back to another video. Yesterday we did 5 trades that the A's and Angels could make to spice up the NL wildcard race. Today we're doing 5 trades that the Angels and A's could make to spice up the American League wildcard race. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. If you haven't seen part 1, link in the description and on the card in the upper right hand corner. With that being said, let's get started. The first trade I have in this video is a deal between the Yankees and Angels where the Yankees require Luis Rengifo and Luis Garcia. Luis Rengifo has had a solid season plus over the last year and a half, showing his defensive versatility and above average bat, and pitcher Luis Garcia has continued to be that solid middle relief arm he's been for the Cardinals and Padres over the last 3 seasons. Over on the opposite coast, the New York Yankees are a team in desperate need of offensive infield depth, as Jahmai Jones and Oswaldo Cabrera have underperformed to OPSs below 700, as has JD Davis, and Gleyber Torres has been lacking power this season. Luis Rengifo has been on the wish list of plenty of New York Yankees fans, and in this trade, Yankees fans, you get your wish. You get the infield depth you're seeking in Luis Rengifo, along with a solid middle reliever in Luis Garcia to shore up a bullpen that has been 21st in WAR and 15th in FIP across the month of July. In return, the Angels are going to get a trio up the top 30 prospects, excuse my tongue slip, led by Yankees number 7 prospect Will Warren. The right-hander possesses a strong fastball-slider combination with a developing changeup and has a 10.7 K per 9 in 89 2/3 innings at AAA this season. He's near MLB ready, with MLB Pipeline saying he's 2024 ready. Also in the deal is right-hander Zach Messenger, New York's number 21 prospect. He's another near MLB-ready starter. He has more of a 2025 ETA according to Pipeline, and he possesses 3+ pitches, fastball slider, and I believe it's a cutter with a developing changeup. Messenger throws strikes, and his 6'6" frame could make life difficult for hitters, especially if you can get elite extension on it, like a lot of taller pitchers. The final player in this deal is Yankees number 29 prospect Benjamin Cowles. Cowles doesn't really have a set infield position. He grades particularly well at second base and shortstop. He doesn't grade as well as third base, but he does grade pretty well all around defensively. He has a high base running IQ that could play well on an Angels team led by Ron Washington, who we know is going to emphasize fundamental baseball primarily in his on his teams. Cowles has a solid pull-side power, and he's heavily improved his in-zone contact rates, hitting gap-to-gap a lot more consistently this season, and these improvements in his offensive approach could accelerate his path to the big leagues. The next trade in this video is going to be Minnesota getting Paul Blackburn. The Twins have been rumored to be operating at this deadline with some budgetary constraints, and an arm like Paul Blackburn could fit their needs perfectly. Blackburn is seemingly set to return this weekend against the Angels, and when healthy, he has been one of the most sneaky good arms in the game of baseball. Since 2022, Blackburn has posted a 4.31 ERA and 4.11 FIP in 261 innings, striking out 7.9 batters per 9, and limiting walks to 3 walks per 9. The right-hander's in team control for one more season after 2024, so the A's could find an appealing trade package out on the market should they choose to trade him. In return, in this deal, Minnesota gets Blackburn, and Oakland gets a pair of top 30 prospects in Andrew Morris and Rain Duncan. Morris has shown impressive results in 16 games between High A and Double A, posting a combined 1.63 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, and 87 strikeouts to 16 walks all season. He's in his first major stint at Double A, so he is probably looking at a late 2025, early 2026 MLB debut, but his above-average fastball slider combo with developing curveball and changeup make him an intriguing addition that could certainly make it as a starter. Also going to Oakland in the deal is number 28 prospect Rain Duncan, a former Dodger farmhand who came over in the Manuel Margot trade. Ooh. Duncan has shown a solid defense around the infield in his minor league career and has the potential to be an Isak Paredes type of hitter with solid pull-side power. Now, he does struggle with whiff at times, but then again, this is a part of his game that can definitely be shored up over time. Is he going to be an all-star talent? I don't know. They don't pay me for that. You get what I mean. But he could certainly be an intriguing addition to a Minnesota farm system that has quite a few high-caliber, high-ceiling infield types like Brooks Lee and Royce Lewis. The next trade is going to be between the Rays and the A's, and it's going to involve right-hander Osvaldo Bido going to Tampa Bay. It was a stretch to make a deal here considering where both rosters are at, but this one felt the most logical to me. Bido has pitched really well for the Oakland A's after a pedestrian season in Pittsburgh last year, posting a 3.09 ERA and 2.91 expected ERA. He's dropped his sinker usage, and this has allowed him to succeed, generating softer contact on the back of his slider-cutter combo. Bido was under team control for 5 more seasons, and he could be an arm that could help the Rays either as a starter or out of the bullpen. In exchange for Beto, I have the Rays sending infielder Cooper Kinney over to Oakland. Kinney has been applauded for his raw offensive tools with an advanced hit tool for his age. He's something of a man without a position at the moment, given a knee injury he sustained during college, and he's seen time at both first and second base this season. The bat is something that is most certainly going to play at the major league level, that is no question. Now the question is, where is he going to play? He is going to Tampa Bay, so he could definitely be a DH, but Tampa Bay likes to have their players play multiple positions. He can play second, he can play first, he could potentially play on the left side of the infield if his arm strength can get better over time. It's certainly possible, but arm strength isn't necessarily one of those tools that gets increased exponentially over time. But with that being said, this seemed like a fair deal. Tampa Bay gets some rotation help given that they're always one arm away from being a full rotation, and Oakland gets some more offensive depth in their minor league system. The next deal I have is going to be between the Royals and the A's, this time with the Royals acquiring Miguel Andujar. Kansas City's been a great surprise this season, currently in the thick of the wildcard race. Their starting pitching and core players have performed incredibly solid, but they could use more thump out of their outfield. Even after signing players like Hunter Renfroe this offseason, their outfield ranks 28th in WAR, 21st in isolated power, and 28th in slugging. This isn't since July 1st. This is all season. So Oakland has a bat that could help them without breaking the bank. Over at Oko, Miguel Andujar is having a resurgent season, almost giving shades of his almost Rookie of the Year campaign. The 29-year-old is hitting .302 with a .324 on base and .420 slugging, nice, which translates to a .114 WRC+. He's benefiting greatly from a .339 batting average on balls in play, but he has torched fastballs to the tune of a .355 batting average. His range in left field is below average, kind of fringy, but he does have the arm strength to make up for that, ranking in the 97th percentile of arm strength. In exchange, I have Kansas City sending over their number 14 prospect Javier Vaz to Oakland in this deal. Vaz is renowned for his plate approach, whiffing at the lowest rated Kansas City system last year at a 3.3% whiff rate. He's not a power hitter, he's 5'6", 150, but he has excellent gap-to-gap. He has a stroke that can go gap-to-gap, and he has the speed to turn those singles into doubles, the doubles into triples, etc., etc. He has walked more than he struck out this season with 49 walks against 40 strikeouts, currently at AA, and he's about a year away from the bigs. He's also something of a player that has yet to find a set position. They've tried him in left, they've tried him in center, they've tried him at second, and even at short. So he could be a good, what's the word I'm looking for? He could be a solid utility player who has above, he's got those leadership skills that are really going to play well in a clubhouse. So he could definitely be a guy to benefit the Oakland A's organization down the line, while the Royals end up buying high on an asset like Miguel Andujar, who could be helpful to them in a playoff push. And last but not least, I have the Boston Red Sox bolstering their bullpen with Hunter Strickland from the LA Angels. Boston could look to improve their bullpen at the deadline, as their relief corps ranked 28th in MLB since July 1st. The only teams worse are the Phillies and the White Sox in that span. I discussed the team bringing in a lefty and Andrew Chafin in a recent video, and I have them making a similar additional move here. Hunter Strickland has had a pretty solid first half at Anaheim, pitching through a .311 expected ERA, .330 ERA, and 21.6% K rate in 46 1/3 innings. He hasn't been the late inning presence he was earlier in his career, but he's been an above average middle reliever this season for the Angels. Boston would be a great fit for an arm like him, and in return I have the Red Sox sending over their number 27 prospect in Brian Mata. That name might be familiar, and it's because he's been a long-time top prospect. He was drafted early, and he's been a guy who's been on many people's radar since about 2018. To be honest, his time as a starter is donezo. Just do not try him as a starter anymore. He has an above-average fastball slider changeup combo that could work perfectly out of the bullpen if you play him right. That, and also his career 4.6 walks per 9, is just too high to be sustainable as a starter. Now, on the other spectrum, his 9.2 strikeouts per 9 and 0.4 home runs per 9 in his career, this is over 6 minor league seasons, would make him a solid reliever who could stay healthy in limited action out of the bullpen, as he struggled with injuries over the last 3 seasons. Another thing is, he's out of minor league options. So if you're the Angels and you get him in this deal, he is there and you just plug him into your bullpen. So the Angels would be receiving some immediate bullpen help to replace an upcoming free agent in Hunter Strickland. Thank you all so very much for watching part 2 of trades the Angels and Athletics could make to spice up the wildcard race. I had a lot of fun making these videos. This was pretty interesting to really look at these rosters and see what kind of moves could be made. Now, today, the day this is coming out, we are 4 days from the trade deadline. Just the weekend, Monday, and then the trade deadline. With that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video and some of my other trade content. It's been really exciting to make all this content for you guys. With that being said, go ahead and click like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Again, the grind to the deadline does not stop on the channel. I'm going to go edit this and start working on the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching. On screen you will see 2 more of my videos. Again, thank you for watching. This is Standard Baseball, signing off.